Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jeff, and we're playing a special one-shot of Kingdom.
This is Johnny playing Galvin Transor.
I'm Jordan, and I am playing Belzan Oxide.
My name is Aaron, and I'm playing Norival Norstrom.
And my name is Jeremy, and I'm playing Shoc.
So I guess it's my turn to lead a scene here.
Yeah, so just as a recap for our crossroad, the major question that Spaceheads is asking themselves as a band is, are they going to add on to the Space Jam tour and go to Earth? And if so, are they going to do just one gig on Earth, or are they going to do multiple gigs on Earth? And right now, the question is still very much up in the air.
Johnny.
So you're very unhappy about the human-alien dichotomy that seems to be going on in the band.
Well, not so much in the band as much as humans' attitude towards gnomes on Earth. I think it's going to be Galvin and Norival
Okay.
having a conversation.
How big are you?
7 foot tall.
Okay.
How big are you?
5'8".
Okay. I'm a shrimp.
You're a shrimp?
I'm not a shrimp. I'm
you're
just
short?
not tall.
You're short for your peoples?
Yeah.
Okay. Galvin, how are you now?
I don't know, Norival. What do you think about this whole Earth thing?
At first I was all for it. Now hearing people having problems with it, I just want to be out there and making a name for ourselves and making music. I'm all about making music, getting this gig. Of course I'm about my instruments, and I love being able to collect. And getting a good gig on Earth would get me there a little bit faster, but...
Yeah, but, I agree. I would like the payday, but to put up with those Earthlings...
Yeah, they suck.
I know you're human, but, you're not... you're not an Earthling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like the gnomes. It's like... I would hate to have to deal with some of the gnomes.
Exactly. That, stay back on our planet.
Yeah.
They don't know how to interact.
Right, and all they do is garden and stuff.
No, you're thinking like an Earthling now.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's the attitude those Earthlings have, and it's just not right.
Right, and it just like...
we're just as advanced as any other civilization out there.
Right, your gardens are better than most people's.
They're also really good at horse racing.
We're the ones who invented time travel.
Right?
Which is why we have all this ship that we have.
Right.
That has nothing to do with gardening.
It doesn't?
No.
No.
Do you even know what a garden is?
No. I haven't been on Earth since I was born. What's a garden?
You know that place in the back of the ship there with the green things that grow out of dirt?
The farm.
Yeah, that's what a garden is. It's a small farm.
Oh. Okay, so it doesn't have to do with gardening.
No.
I just assumed it was what you guys did.
Yeah, because that's what Earthlings tell you.
Okay. So you guys don't garden?
Well, some do, but it's more of a hobby than anything else.
Okay.
But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Go to Earth, everybody expects me to just be holding a trowel and gardening.
Well, yeah, because that's what they know. Just as you expect all the Earthlings to expect you to hold a trowel and garden.
Yes, but I don't expect an Earthling to just be hating all of everything because everything is not as good as humans.
Right. I see what you're saying. People can be a little pig-headed.
Yes. Look at our friends over there, They are awesome. Great singer.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go to Earth.
No, have you heard the sounds those hair tips make?
You mean when they're walking, that little tinkle sound?
Yeah, it's kind of like that, only imagine that in scale.
That'd be pretty cool.
I got something to show you later.
Okay.
Back in my quarters, I've bbeen working on something.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Remind me later, and I'll give you a tour.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this Earth thing. Like I said, I'd like the payday, but I think that if we get our name out there before we go to Earth, it'd be all the better.
You know, and I think I'm agreeing. I'm thinking. I'd heard that you had mentioned Saturn.
Exactly. We can travel the neighborhood around Earth.
Right. I am willing to predict that if we don't go to Earth and go to Saturn instead, we might even end up making a bigger name for ourselves.
Exactly.
Especially when people hear that we turned down a series of Earth gigs. Everyone's like, man, who turns down Earth?
Exactly. Yeah, we hit Saturn, maybe Mars.
Yeah. Martian's a little funny, but we could do Mars.
I heard there's a great restaurant on Pluto.
Which one?
Dalmatians.
Okay.
Steakhouse.
Yeah. I knew the Plutonians are all about their beef.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So, we can tour the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan. Maybe someone needs to bring it up to Dolan. I know Belzan won't be happy. He won't be able to get that paycheck that he's counting on.
Yeah, I don't think you ever get that paycheck anyways.
I don't think he deserves that paycheck, but...
Well, we're not big enough for any of us to get any kind of paycheck like that.
Not yet. We will be.
Yeah, once you get labels actually signed on to us.
Especially when they hear what I've been working on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give us a couple of years, then we can earn that kind of paycheck.
That's right. So, tell me more about the gnomish way of life.
We're mostly scientists.
Okay.
Like, they developed warp drive, they developed interstellar flight that most...
Botanists. You're mostly botanists.
They developed the interstellar flight that most species use now.
Huh.
You know me playing the drums, and I can play anything percussion, I know how you love your exotic instruments. Well, you should see some of the bells that I have back home.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to. I like collecting instruments and musical contraptions from all different worlds.
Yeah, I would have brought them with me, except for they're too big for the ship.
Yeah. How do you play those?
Oh, I got these 3-foot mallets.
Big Mel, that's like holding Shoc by each leg.
Yeah, kind of.
You have legs, right?
I have legs.
It's about the same size as the Shoc, but not quite as big around. It's just a mallet.
Okay.
I think it's more like a sledgehammer.
Oh, okay.
The tone they give is so rich and deep and beautiful. Oh.
I bet they would go great with the instrument that I've been working on. I should be complete here really soon.
Well, you'll have to show it to me when you're done.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, how about this? How about we each try to get with other members of the band? I'll tell you what, I'll take Belzan. I know nobody else wants to talk to him. I'll take him aside and I'll talk to him. And
Sounds good.
I'll work with you to help convince the rest of the band.
Yeah.
Earth isn't a good idea.
I think that's the best approach. Like I said, we tour the neighborhood of Earth, but Earth itself, let's just not go there right now.
Yeah. Maybe I could do some solo small shows on Earth. Visit my family's origins and see if there's anything going on there.
Yeah. Sounds good. Scene.
So let's go ahead and check off a box. Do you want a crossroad box or do you want a
Sounds like a crossroad.
Yeah, it's crossroad.
All right. Reactions.
I'm going to forego a reaction.
Ooh. Oh. So the camera comes up to Belzan as he's walking through the ship, and all you see is the hand, and then the scene cuts.
I would say, for Norival's reaction, they're knocking on Norival's quarters door, and all you hear is this melodic tinkling sound coming from inside his room.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
So, seems like there's a bunch of people trying to convince everybody not to do this Earth show. I don't know. I'm still torn. It seems like that's our big ticket right there. We do the show, we're in. I mean, especially when we do it with Melina right now, and we get in with Melina. We can hit the ground running now. And then on the other matter, I know what Norival is trying to create, and it's just not going to happen. I don't know where he got the other items, we'll call them shady dealings he had to do to steal those things to create his newest invention. He's not going to get me to finish it. Unless we want another incident on our hands.
All I know is that two things have got to happen. They've got to play this show on Earth, and they got to get rid of Melina. Jillian's just so much better. Like, all the way around. Better voice, better talent, better writing skills, better face. Jillian's just got one of those faces.
Alright, well, it's my turn. I am going to have a scene with Shoc, Melina, and Bo Sabar, the loan shark.
Oh, gosh. Yes. I was waiting for that to come in.
It's going to be at the casino.
Okay, who's going to play Bo?
Just going to play Melina.
I got Melina.
So we need a Bosabar?
Yeah.
Jeff, you want Bosabar?
Bosabar is the shark?
Lone shark.
Loan shark.
Sure.
I would like Bo to come in about midway through the scene as an interruption.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be talking to Shoc and Melina about Earth and the nature of creativity. Shoc, do you have a favorite game?
It's a card game. Called 4s over 2s.
Okay.
I have no idea. Don't ask me to make up the rules.
So 4s over 2s is actually played with a pack of 12 cards. The cards are numerical. You have a randomizer in front of you. You get dealt 2 cards for each hand. And you have to guess if your hands are going to be 4s or if they're going to be 2s. And if you're successful, then you win. If not, it goes to the house. If it's 1-on-1, well then it doubles to the house. Or doubles to you if you're able to guess it properly. You can have up to 4 players at a time. And there's always going to be a few cards left in the stack. So I'm at the 4 over 2 tables at the casino. I've invited you to come down for a friendly game. And this is not the first time I've invited you out to play, because...
Did you invite both Shoc and Melina?
Yes.
Okay.
I probably invited you both at the same time, honestly. Just to say, hey, let's do some team building. We're playing pretty well. I would imagine that this is a later game in the evening because we had a concert, we had a show. So it's probably about 2 in the morning. We're enjoying some buffet drink options, all those things that are just readily available at a casino. And you just won your 3rd consecutive hand.
Collects his chips. This is like hey, it's 3 in a row now.
Looks like you're hot.
I usually am.
No, I know.
I'm surprised you actually wanted to play with me.
Look, I kind of feel bad about how things went down. I didn't know that Dolan and Norival hadn't spoken to you two first. And so I just figured, maybe sit down, just enjoy some games together and try and patch things up a little bit.
Be nice to him.
Am I not being nice?
I know how you tend to get while we're playing.
Well, I get competitive. This is a difference. I mean, you can be competitive, but it doesn't mean you're not being nice.
So, Belzan, you been working on any new songs lately?
I have. I've been working on a little number. The concept for this one, and I think it's going to go well. It might even be a single. But I'm thinking about a song about, progress and travel and moving through life and just taking on what comes at you as it comes. It's a little different in the structure of the song. I normally have a bridge. I'm going to cut that out. We're going to go ahead and have a little bit more space for some synth stuff.
I like songs like that.
Yeah. I think this one's actually going to be a real big number.
Yeah, I've got some excellent crowd samples from this past show. So.
Oh yeah.
It's great recordings.
Yeah. So that'll be blend nicely into a
synth solo.
Yeah.
I could give you some vocal samples to go with it too.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, why wouldn't I?
Oh, I thought you heard.
Oh, how they want to replace me with that little tramp?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it's a good idea. I
Me either.
The three of us, we put this band together.
I can't lie. She's an amazing songwriter.
Yeah.
Put both of us to shame.
Oh,
But she doesn't have the talent that you have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think her talent is as good as they say. You know what? Honestly, I'm hearing a lot of stuff from like pre-Warp Earth coming through her music. Like if you listen to it, it's really not as spectacular if you have a background in music. But
Shoc, my man. How you doing today?
You see, Shoc just kind of looks surprised and like, I'm doing okay, I guess.
is this a friend of yours, Shoc?
Yeah. Shoc and I go way back. Go way back to about 3 days ago.
Shoc, what'd you do this time?
I
owes me
did
some
not do
money.
anything. And I'm getting you your money right now. As you can see, but these chips are stacking up. Just give me.
You know what happens?
I mean, you said the end of the week, and I said when we'd be back through. You didn't have to come right after we played a concert. I still got the rest of the week.
That's 4 hours.
How much do you owe?
He owes about 3,000 credits.
3,000.
I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it. I've never not been good for it, eventually. Except for that one time it doesn't count.
What, one time? Wait, so... I'm sorry, sir, what's your name?
The name's Bo. Bo Sabah.
And you have loaned him 3,000 credits, right?
It was a friendly arrangement among friends.
Okay. And have you had this kind of arrangement before?
Yeah, I'd make arrangements with all sorts of friends.
Well, okay, that's great. But arrangements with Shoc in particular.
You don't need to worry about it, my good friend. What's your name?
My name's Belzan.
Belzan. My good friend Belzan. You don't need to worry about my relationships with my good friend Shoc here.
Well, I appreciate the power of friendship. I really do. But I also appreciate the power of business relationships. And Shoc and I are good friends. Maybe I can go ahead and help him out.
You want to let him help you out?
No.
Why do you
we
care
don't-
as long as you get your money?
I don't need any help. I got this.
Wait, you said 3,000, right? Pulls out a wad from his pocket. He starts counting.
Belzan. Hey, can I... Giving you the cutthroat
No.
side.
No, I got this, man. Don't worry. No. Okay, so here's 3,000 for you, and also here's 300 extra.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. I appreciate your donation to the cause.
Oh, absolutely.
However, this will not quite cover it.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you said 3,000, right?
That's how much he owes.
How much does she owe?
I don't gamble.
I thank you again for the donation to the cause. However, this money needs to come from him.
It did. It was a gift to him.
No, sir. It came from you. And I thank you. Thank you deeply and kindly. I appreciate it a lot. However, you know, Shoc.
Look, I said we'd have one more stop, and then we would be back through Verdun 5. That's when I said I'd bring you the money.
I'm holding you to that, Shoc. And walks away.
So just to back things up here, I'm going to go ahead and challenge that. So we're going to go ahead and do a fix or fight on this.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you got your power.
Yeah,
Doing your power.
because my power is directly to tell you what's going to happen. And I told you that I was covering his debt, and you chose to ignore that.
And Bosabar is your minor character.
Correct.
Ah.
So it says another player's main or minor character does not have to obey you, but since Bosabar is his minor character, that rule doesn't stand. Like that doesn't apply.
Okay. So, for instance, in this scene, Jordan's character couldn't force Melina to do something because that's
Correct.
my minor.
Correct. Okay, so here's how a fix or fight works. Regardless of your role, your main character can always try to deal with situations other players create with their roles or overcome what someone else is doing. I'm trying to overcome what you're doing in this situation.
Okay.
Prevent predictions from coming true, change public opinion, or break people out from prison. And you can always succeed if you're willing to do what's necessary. So 1, my action. Declare you want to fight or fix and who made it. Describe what you do to overcome it.
Okay.
My idea for the scene had been that I was giving you $3,000 to cover his debt, and then a little extra on top of that as a public side of my largesse. But I had actually paid you a whole bunch of money beforehand to come in and make this an eruption. This was a little bit of a Machiavellian power play on my part.
Okay.
So my approach was in this scene was to put pressure on him because he's been a little bit fluctuating back and forth. So I'm trying to shore up his support by supporting his sister and get him out of trouble financially, but also try and keep him down a few levels because he doesn't want his sister knowing that he's gambling. Because my long-term goal is to overthrow your character. And I need a touchstone on my side to be able to do that.
Okay.
Now that I've stated my case, you can say, yes, that works. Yes, that works, but there's an undesirable consequence or repercussion of your action. Or 3, yes, you would succeed, but only if you follow the plan they described instead of what I said. So if you come up with an alternative plan, that's great. But those are the 3 options available on the table.
The alternative plan would be for you to hand the money to him to give back.
All right. So we'll go ahead and rewind the scene. Say that I hand him the money, and he has to hand it off to you.
So Shoc now has 3,300 credits.
Yep.
In his hand.
In his hand, and he's looking at Belzan, and he's kind of shaking his head in disappointment. It's like, you don't know what you just did.
Looks to me like he knows exactly what he just did.
Does he though?
Are you sure you know exactly what you just did?
Well enough.
Well enough, the man says.
I mean, it's his money. He can do what he wants with it.
Wow. 3,300 credits, I believe. A little bit of interest, I guess.
Thank you kindly, sir. And thank you for your donation to the cause.
I didn't make a donation. That was all my friend here.
Puts the money away and walks away.
And as he's going back, he's like, just remember that little extra 300 is maybe a little bit of good grace on when we make our way back through.
I'll keep it in mind.
Shoc, now you need to pay Belzan back, Shoc.
Belzan. Now Bo is going to go back to his boss with your name, and they're going to come after you when they need money.
Who says that they're going to need money?
Yeah, because you're going to quit gambling, right?
They don't always need money from me. They need money. And anybody on their list, they go to get the money, whether they truly owe them the money or not. They have money from you. That means they know they can get money from you.
Where do you think I got that money?
I don't know. Saving?
Nope. Why do I even have $3,000 if I'm in a run-down little podunk band that hasn't even made it to Earth yet?
Because it seems you've been negotiating for more money for yourself the entire time.
It's not about the money. It's never been about the money. I just don't want to go to Earth.
Nobody really wants to go to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. The only people who want to go to Earth are people who are looking for a payday. And I've already had my payday.
And what are you doing messing up our payday?
I'm not messing your payday up. We can have a solid career. We can even make the label happen. But you have to listen to what I say to make it work.
Well, you got Dolan very much saying we play this, it's a done deal. If we can do that now, Melina, you're with us. We've made it. The record label would be ridiculous to say that you need to be out if we made it.
Exactly.
But we put it off. That gives them more time to try and force this Jillian into this group.
First off, Stars Collide is not the only record label out there.
That's the only record label that
Listen to us.
talk to us.
For the time being, there are other ways to do it. And just because they want to talk to us, you don't know that once we get to the table to sign our names, that all of our names are going to be on that contract. We might do that program even with Milena, and they still might have Jillian's name on the contract.
That'd be really foolish of them. She's a good solo artist. She cannot work with a band.
I just want to make sure that you're putting everything in perspective here. That you have a real touch on the way that things are going. We might have to think of other alternatives, and it might actually involve cutting times with Dolan, because honestly, I think he might be on the take from the record label. He's not working for us.
And he's got his cut that's coming from the record deal, just like any agent would. So he wants the deal to happen too, and sooner than later.
Or maybe we can go ahead and negotiate something where we get a record deal and we don't have to go to Earth.
Sounds ideal to me.
Well, we already had that, and it just seems like we would do Earth, we get the deal now, rather than waiting the rest of the 6 months. 6 months doing this on our own dime. I don't know about where you're getting all this money from, but why do you think I had to take out a loan? We didn't have fuel to make it to Verdun 5 the first time.
You didn't take out that loan for fuel. You took out that loan so you could sit here at 4s and 2s.
You get more money for fuel.
Yeah, no.
And then whatever's extra is extra.
Whatever's extra is extra. I mean, shouldn't you be leaving that to Dolan to figure out? He's the one who's supposed to be handling all the business. So why are you worried about paying the fuel?
Somebody's got to. Maybe I should just come to you, since you got 3,000 credits just laying around.
Yeah, you didn't think about that before, right? Just think about the point that's been made tonight.
That you're more financially well off than the rest of us, so you can afford to wait, while the rest of us are scrapping and maybe can't afford to wait?
Not the point at all. There are other ways to do things that can work out just as well. And we can actually make work with integrity and with creative freedom without having unnecessary writers on a contract that make us unhappy in the long run. Like, let's say, for example, we get in. We have a 3-record deal. Midway through recording the first album, they have us already in a legal bind, and they say, kick Milena out. We don't want her. Put in Jillian. That happens all the time. And then pretty much all of the work that we've done on Milena's vocals is out the window. Milena, you don't want that. I don't want that. Maybe we find other ways to make things work. And if it keeps us from an immediate payday, okay, that's fine. But we work together as a group to figure out how we can go on. And sure, it might look like some of you are in more immediate needs than others, but, we can make things work. We don't have to go to Earth. We don't have to sign on with a contract label that is basically going to use their own pen and paper, ink, and text to strangle us, creatively and literally. That's what I'm concerned about.
Shoc is looks like he's contemplating back and forth. He's like, look, there's a lot of new information coming out here. This Earth thing threw everything off balance. Because at the same time as this Earth thing comes in, they want to replace Milena. Same time comes in this Jillian who's staking claim that we're stealing her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same time,
That's other crap. But yeah.
this comes in that you're more well off than the rest of us, but yet you're still demanding more. I don't know, it's a lot to think about. And now's not time to be making these decisions. Now's the time to be casting your bet. Tossing some chips on the cards on the table.
I tossed in twice as many. Let's do it. Scene. All right. So what do you guys think? Crossroads or Crisis?
From Shoc's perspective, it's more of a crisis.
I think it's leaning towards crisis because there's a lot of disagreement and there was no resolution in the conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Johnny, is it 1 box or 2? If we're going to do Crisis.
Can Johnny do 2
I
is
thought only
the...
Touchstone could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be me.
Oh, that would be you. Sorry. I keep on getting you two confused.
Yeah, I would say it seems like it's 2. Because it's on multiple fronts that the threat is coming.
Yep.
Honestly, threat of the loan shark.
That's a quadruple threat right there.
Yeah. Kind of complicates that even more. Shock not knowing that it was a prearranged confrontation.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
No, that was always my plan in my mind, was that it was prearranged.
Okay.
Cool.
But it was hard to actually... I was hoping you would pick that up, and I don't think I did a good enough job of telegraphing it. So,
All right, reactions?
reactions.
You know, I'm kind of ticked hearing that Belzan took care of Shoc's debt. You know, I've been counting on some work from Shoc, and, you know, I was really counting on Shoc needing that money. I guess I'll have to find some other way of procuring what I need. But, you know, I guess it goes back to this thing about Earth, and it sounds like Shoc's now wanting to go to Earth, where Shoc was not wanting to go to Earth because Earthlings are not happy with Noxans. I think that we just need to make a decision and move on, because we have been spending more time about whether we're going to go to Earth or not going to go to Earth, or going to go to Earth and not going to go to Earth. And what is this with Belzan having 3,000 credits sitting in his pocket? And not complaining about losing them. You know, one of these days, he's got to go.
Earth, not go to Earth. Melina in, Melina out. Jillian in. Are the loan sharks going to come after Belzan now? This is getting way too complicated. We're supposed to be about playing music and making some money. That's what we're supposed to be about. I mean, starting to seem to me that we might have been in a better off situation had everybody been in that negotiation, and we just negotiated what we wanted to do to play the show, all of us, and just decided to do it. We probably would have had a record contract by now. We probably wouldn't have all this extra stuff, what seems to be overcomplicating things. So, I don't know. Maybe Melina and I just form our own thing. We'll see how this turns out.
Well, I've been working with Earth, and the best I could get was 3 thou a song. Problem is, they don't want a whole bunch of songs.
They want one song.
They want one song.
But that's the collective of everywhere that I've talked to on Earth. They're talking about live streaming, and I'm looking at this like it's less and less a good deal. Yeah, they only wanted 10 songs. I just wish these guys had 10 songs.
We have 7.5.
I'm working on one.
We really need to stop playing shows here at the casino. It's not good for Shoc. Too easy for him to lose everything he earns. And Melina, she doesn't know how to stand up to him properly. As far as Belzan, he's got some kind of shady business going on. He has to have that kind of cash lying around. We don't get paid that much. Don't know. I enjoy playing music with the band, but things are looking worse and worse when we go along. I tell you, if they do force Melina out, I'm out too.
Dear Mom, thank you so much for sending me 7,000 credits. It came in very handily. Also, thank you so much for the contact for that account that I asked you about. Your representative was most helpful. I was hoping that you might be able to set up some more information for me. I'm looking for anything that you might have on a Dolan bond. I might need to make some more negotiations, and I would like to start on a good, solid footing. Say hello to Camilla for me. I miss her so much. Hugs and kisses, Belzan Oxide.
My scene? I'm going to have all of us
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
finally in one room.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be
Checking off 2 more boxes of Crisis.
We're sitting at a table at Spinny's 36-Hour Eats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Again, after a show, they have the best hangover cure, and I can't not play and drink at the same time. Nice having that come down.
You have to drink to get rid of your guilt over all the creatures that were
Oh,
slain.
there's no guilt. There's no guilt. They're not real people.
Who said that?
I mean, the Earthling.
No one.
And most of them, they're not.
The Earthling said that.
And they're not, like, it doesn't kill them all. Like, some of them are they're animals, or, it just cuts off part of them. It's not like death.
I feel dirty knowing you.
So, yeah, we are all sitting around a booth at the 36-Hour Eats. And we are discussing everybody's take on this. And seeing as it's my scene, I think I'm going to start. Hey, Shoc, I think you were initially the one who said you didn't want to go, and now you want to go. I guess I'm confused. What made you change your mind?
Well, I didn't want to go because for 200 credits, when someone else was negotiating for 5,000 for themselves, when, honestly, me and my sister would have to do most of the work.
Okay, I think that's a good reason.
But now that Dolan is saying that this show is our ticket to the record deal, why not? Even for 200 credits. If there's a big payday on the other side because of this record deal.
About the 200 credits. I've got them to 3,000 a song.
A song?
A song. But they only want 10 songs.
10?
Well, that's a 40-minute concert. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I mean, but you guys keep rejecting to play some of these songs that we got, saying that they're not good enough. So we don't have 10 songs because not everybody wants to play 10 songs.
The lyrics keep changing. It's not my fault.
I think they keep improving.
I mean, can we wing a couple songs and just get up there and
No.
ad-lib these songs? I know I can.
No.
What about covers?
They won't accept that. Only originals.
I've got good 20 minutes of original beats right here in my machine.
And I'm sure I can do something with your original beats.
We can come up with the rest of the songs if we can just agree on it. Looking at Belzan. I mean, we're almost there. We got 8 completed songs now.
The rest of us don't have pockets full of cash, so we kind of need this.
We need this.
I have 2 more drafts waiting. If we just work off of what's there, we can get full arrangements out. I've got lyrics. We just need melody. If we can keep melody easy without changing too much, send me a recording of a cappella singing. I can get the chords laid down, and then we can get the rest of it laid out. Easy peasy. 2 hours worth of work.
Here's the rest of the deal.
Oh, there's more.
There's always more.
That's going to be the only show you play on the planet.
Okay.
Okay.
But it has to be live streamed to everywhere else.
Like a galaxy-wide live stream.
Galaxy-wide.
Planet-wide.
So
Okay.
like Bill and Ted.
What's Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
It's an
That old Earth group.
it's an old Earth movie about 2 guys that changed the world with their music.
What are they called? Wild Bobcats or something?
Wild horses.
Wild Horses, yeah.
I think it was Stallions.
Wild stallions.
You poor soul.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not a deal breaker for me.
No, I mean, just planet Earth is, yeah.
Especially if that's the key to the record deal?
Yeah.
And one day, Shoc and Melina don't have to put up with a week full of
Costume and makeup.
What are the writers on the actual contract?
What, are you looking for more suit dry cleaning? You're looking for a second bus?
Hey, come. You come with me. Let's talk outside. Come on.
Fine. As we step outside, I'm going to put up my fists, get ready to fight, because you're asking me outside because you want to throw punches.
What's it going to take to get you off my back? We work well together. Why can't we get this to work?
Because
properly?
you want something for the band that's not going to work.
I want creative freedom for the band. That's all I want.
Creative freedom is all well and good, but if we have creative freedom but our pockets have no money, then you can be creative in your mama's basement if you feel like it.
Shock, you can see this scene. You guys are outside in like the window of the 36-hour eats. Shock is writing in ketchup. Hi, humans!
I'm gonna look over my shoulder. I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna turn my back. It's like, hold out your hands.
And I hold out my palm up.
I put a white handkerchief in your hand.
I'll open it up.
What have you been looking for?
Money.
What else?
Quickly close my hands and look over my shoulder at Shock. You just gave me 10 hair tips?
Yes.
And I'm like secretly kind of tapping them with my finger to hear the tones. Okay. What do you want from me? Put them in my pocket.
If we have to go to Earth, we have to go to Earth. But I want you to back me on whatever comes up with the record deal. I don't think Dolan has our best interest in mind.
The agent never does. I'll tell you what. I might not back you on whatever, but I will back you on what is reasonable.
All I'm asking is for creative freedom for the band so that we have the room to make our own records the way that we want them.
Deal. I will back you on creative freedom.
That's exactly what I want.
Okay.
And you get to play with your new instrument on the records. I promise you that.
Yeah, I don't know if... Okay.
That call is yours.
Yeah. Well, I'll back you on creative freedom. I'm definitely with you on that.
Also, the band agrees on a producer. We're not going to go in with whatever producer they have. We have to be the ones to choose who we work with.
Okay, I don't think I care about that. So yeah,
Okay, fine.
We're good.
All right. Let's go back inside.
All right. Come back inside, and you can hear a little tingle as I
Sit down.
tinkle.
Man, you are awful because I was able to carry those around for 3 weeks.
As you come back in, Shock is sitting there leaning over the table as Dolan is scribbling something down. And he says, and that should be the Noxum clause in the contract.
What clause?
Oh, it's the Noxum clause.
Yeah.
Are you Noxum? No.
No, but I'm. I'm just very interested in a contract. Whatever contract we reach, I feel very strongly about it. If it's something to help you all out, I think it's a great
It's
idea.
a reasonable clause.
I just want to hear what the clause is.
What was the human pact that was going on outside?
I just wanted to make sure that he understood where I felt on the creative freedom of the band and making sure that the band could move forward.
He helped me out with that task that I was asking you for your help for. I kind of smile as I say it.
All the color changes on Noxum all at once, which usually doesn't happen all at once.
It's a very reasonable clause, if you ask me.
Sounds great. We like reasonable.
We do.
Are there any other caveats to this Earth gig?
Here's the thing.
You already said the thing like 2 times.
How many things do you have? Do you have like a whole little basket? Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're not little dumplings. You don't line them all up like they're on
little
a
dumplings.
menu.
They are dumplings.
Jesus, just bring us the whole conveyor belt at once, okay?
We're very happy with the money, and we're perfectly fine with playing a live stream Earth show.
They want Jillian Oss to be face of the band.
That's what it is.
No.
The venue wants Jillian Oss as the face of the band?
The record company.
Well,
So-
record, we're not signed to the record company
Right.
right now, so let's rock Earth. Let's blow it up.
Like a herd.
So we can find different record
Not
company.
literally. I need to say that because of the incident.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, I must state.
Valid.
And then
Well, yeah, if we do good enough show there, we get other labels sign us.
Right. As long as the venue's happy with us, I don't care if the label's happy with us.
Occlusion Records would offer us a better deal at any time. We don't need to go with Stars Collide.
Right, here's my deal. You guys are going to do this.
it sounds like we are.
We're
There's no argument that we are
we're
going
doing
to be
the
doing
concert.
No, you're going to put Jillian as your face.
This. Is there a specific reason why you're...
All hot for Jillian.
I wasn't going to use those words, because she's pretty young.
I mean, she's 50.
For her species, that's like 2.
But still, to a Noxum, she's 50.
And to a human, she's 50, so but she looks young.
She looks like 14.
Yeah. Trying to keep this from not going to dark places.
I think I already took it there.
So is there a reason Is Jillian your daughter?
That's neither here nor there.
Huh.
Look, Elena has been using her lyrics all this time.
What? No, Jillian says that
Belzan's
been using.
But, no, my lyrics are my own.
And now I'm not sure because our agent might have been feeding our lyrics to his daughter.
Wait. Here, let me pull out. Here's my creative notebook. Here, look through. These are all my lyrics.
Yep, we changed that one, we changed that one, we changed that one. I mean, Belzan's got some great concepts. Like I said before, kind of dry in the delivery.
Doesn't have a lot of heart.
Yeah.
My job is just to provide the lyrics. I'm not supposed to provide the
And you do a
emotion.
great job.
Yeah,
It's just a few words here and there I have to change.
okay, fine. Maybe that's something we can talk about when we do finally sign a contract about
Yes.
like songwriting credits. Because I mean, we were all going to be on the credits anyway for arrangements and everything like that. Yeah, I wasn't going to cut anybody out of it.
No, you wrote the songs. I just edited them.
But
I mean, to be honest, who wants to sing songs with lyrics about sweaty palms and their mother's favorite pasta dish?
So wait. So hold on. Jillian's saying that Melina is stealing her lyrics when she's changing to the and ooze to moods. These are common word changes.
Exactly, that's all I've been doing.
I don't know where.
Whoa. We're talking about the lyrics here. What about the melodies? Is the melodies that she's giving me, are those melodies what she's stealing? Is that what you're saying?
Melina has been getting all her starts and goes, ups and downs, from Jillian.
I don't know what you mean by stealing her ups and downs. I mean, I take whatever melody I can think of that sounds good with the lyrics. And you all put the music to it. So whatever key you're playing is with singing.
Okay. So be that as that it may, we have two different issues here. First, Melina might be using someone else's intellectual property and telling us it's hers. And therefore ours, because we're the ones who are putting all of our names on the songwriter credit. At least for arranging, right?
Yeah.
You don't happen to have any tapes, right?
Pulls out recordings.
Wait.
But we have recordings too.
Yeah.
What's the timestamp on that?
Timestamp is like 3 days before your guys' recordings.
Is Jillian putting them online or something?
Space Bandcamp, yes.
Spam camp.
Yeah, I mean, Jillian's a very talented artist, but she can't sing like I can.
Okay. Let's go ahead and deal with this later. Right now, we have a little bit more of a significant conflict of interest to talk about.
Which is?
We're being told that the record label is pressuring us to change our singer to somebody else, but that singer is related to our agent. That's a conflict of interest right there.
You mean our former agent?
Well, let me just say right now, I'm overthrowing them. That's what's happening at the moment. So for an overthrow, you can only take away someone's role by assuming that role yourself.
But what if you already have that
I
role?
was about to ask that
Because
question.
so here's the thing. Jeremy, you're playing a touchstone, correct?
Mhm.
If Aaron wanted to overthrow you, first step is that he would have to match roles with you. So he would declare himself a touchstone
okay.
rather than a perspective.
So since you match roles already, you can. Yeah.
I can do it with the least amount of change to my overall character.
Yeah.
So to overthrow power, show us why the kingdom obeys you, not them. What do you do to take away their authority? If you can't explain why the kingdom listens to you and not them, you can't overthrow them. Jumping back into scene, I'm already showing you why I'm overthrowing him by saying there's a conflict of interest. Trust me, guys, I understand that you might have some creative differences with me. We might have some differences about how the band is handled, but I want us to have complete creative control. I want our agent to be answering to us, not us to our agent.
I agree.
My pocket jingle says I agree. I mean, I agree.
Shoc's hair color changes again.
All right. So now that I'm overthrowing him, there is a price.
There's always a price.
There's always a price. Do you all agree that I am overthrowing your position as a person of power in the organization,
Sure.
the kingdom? Okay. No hard feelings.
Nope.
Describe a personal consequence or price your character plays as a part of this struggle. Do you have regrets? Do people you care about disapprove or get hurt? Other players can make suggestions. If it doesn't feel like something your character should care about it's not a real price. We're talking about Belzan right now.
Yeah, a price to Belzan.
Because of Melina's stealing melodies, part of the deal we have to sign to keep from being sued out of everything is to give writing credits to Jillian.
Which is something that Belzan would definitely care about.
Yeah.
I think everybody would care about
Yeah,
that. That's kind of punishing the group more than just Belzan.
Norval doesn't really care.
Bogabug would care.
The Bugabug would care.
Yes.
Because it's an extra cut.
That consequence seems a little detrimental to the rest of the band.
Yes.
I think that it should be something a little bit more personal. Oh, God. Camilla was our old agent.
Okay, here's the thing. Are we dealing with an independent agent or an agency?
Yeah.
If it's an agency, we complain to the agency and they just reassign us a new agent, which just happens to be Camilla.
Yeah. Actually, that works out better because then it's a little less self-directed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I would imagine that you're staying on the contract, like an assistant.
No, because he's still working the gig contract for us.
Right, he's working the gig contract, and Camilla is going to be our label liaison. Okay.
If you're still willing to work the gig contract for us.
Okay.
Despite the fact that we're not bringing on your daughter.
Well,
You can also fix or fight or overthrow. I mean, I think you can turn that all around and attempt to do the same thing
Can you?
to his move.
But he'd have to convince all of us.
Yes, you would have to convince us.
Power can resist. If you have power and you want to try to keep it instead of changing roles, you can fight or fix or overthrow. If you succeed, both your characters keep power. If you fail, change roles. Another character could even fix or fight the overthrow attempt to keep you in power. So let's say that Aaron does not agree with Jordan's attempt to take you out of power. He can try to do a fight or fix.
I don't think that any of them wants that, though.
So I only want it if we can get past the Jillian replacing Melina.
Yeah. As long as Melina's still the lead singer. That's all I care about.
Right. I'm going to fight it.
Okay.
Look, you're a great agent. You've done right by us. You got us every venue on this tour so far.
And Earth for 3,000 a song?
That's good work.
It is.
We want to keep you around. But, I get
It's the record label.
the record label is that interested in your daughter?
Yeah.
I think I'd be concerned about the record label being that interested in your daughter. And I would maybe switch record labels. You're not stuck with the label you're working for now. Do they own you?
With an agent, you're not necessarily tied to an individual label.
You're right. Your daughter's incredibly talented. I've been working on the solo thing. How about I kind of work with her and we start a solo gig with her?
Here's the thing, though. I have no problem with you staying on board, working the concert side of the project, right? The issue comes into play when the record label works exclusively with you to try and throw out our main singer. That's a problem, and I have a major creative issue with that. I'm saying you can stay on, but we can only work with you in that particular area. We have to draw boundaries.
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think, as an agent, he's been a good venue agent?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. But if Melina's out, then I'm out.
And I'm assuming if Melina's out, you're out.
Meh. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know we're going to find anything else that's going to fit what we got going.
Right.
And without losing some momentum. But, music's music. I'm going to play music.
But mid-tour, trying to replace somebody.
Right, mid-tour.
So the big question is, Dolan, are you willing for Jillian to have a solo gig instead of being part of the Spaceheads?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with that. The record label also wants to use your bus driver's face for the next record label album.
When were you going to tell us that?
This is why you're going to deal with the venues
Yes.
and not the record.
Yes.
We'll get the other agent to deal with the label, as long as you deal with the venue.
So I overthrew you? We're trying to determine whether
So
or
I
not...
got like halfway fired.
Yes.
Yes.
But
No, you got all the power taken away from this particular...
from this particular arena.
Yeah.
So that means that you would become either a touchstone or a perspective.
Alright. I'll become a perspective.
Okay.
So that was the end of the scene.
Well, no. We have one last thing to do. Crisis. As players, how much does each of us think that what just happened means trouble for the kingdom? Everyone reveal at the same time. Point 1 to 5 fingers to increase crisis by that much.
Oh!
Hold your hand flat for 0. Take the second lowest number, even if that's 0 or a tie, and check that many crisis boxes. Discuss why you think what happened raised tensions in the kingdom by that much.
Yeah, I got something.
I got an idea.
1, 2, 3.
Second lowest is a 1.
All right, that's the end of the scene.
And now we do...
And
Now we do, yes.
And
Well, I think as far as the question goes, we agreed to go to Earth.
yeah, it's a crossroad.
Yeah.
So no, that's the question. So here we only have 4 of the 6 boxes checked on crossroad, but the agreement has been to take the gig. So do we move on to a new...
We haven't resolved the crossroads yet.
We can resolve it real quick.
Let's do a quick go around. And then
Well,
do
how
what
are
we
you
call
supposed to resolve it when you finish
Oh.
the card? So we're just basically essentially taking 2 boxes off of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we review the crossroad. The power makes a decision. The perspective shows us the consequences of the decision. And the touchstone explains how you feel about what happened.
All right. Well, there's only 1 power now.
There's only 1 power now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 perspectives, so there's 3 different consequences.
Uh-huh.
All right. So the decision...
The decision, it looks like narrowly, we decided to...
Well, on the boxes they're even, right?
The boxes are even.
But are we determining that...
We agreed to
From
go
the
to
last scene, the
was
consensus
agreement
was
to
to...
go, yes.
Yeah, we would go.
So in other words, we're assuming that the crossroads boxes have been all checked off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, reaching 4 to 6 in favor of a crossroads is pretty close in my mind.
It is close, yeah.
Okay. So we make a decision. We do go ahead and go to Earth and perform the concert. We actually work out diplomatic immunity, so you don't have to go around in costume.
Good agent.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
The concert is such a success that we go into a bidding war. And the way that I made it happen, yes, crime was lurking in the background the whole time. If you didn't pick it up, I actually come from a crime family.
Yeah.
And things might have been influenced.
Out of game, I got that.
Yes.
Shock in game didn't get that.
Yeah. Why do you think I was walking around with tons of money and not giving a crap if gangsters knew my name?
Yep.
Was able to procure illegal, illicit body parts. Yep. Thanks, Mom. So yeah, I actually used family influence to get us creative freedom as part of our contract in the bidding war. So that's how my character did it.
Alright, so consequences.
First consequence, the inclusion of a gnome and 2 Noxans on Earth without costumes and with diplomatic immunity caused a influx of interstellar music acts to Earth and expanded Earth's musical horizons.
With the bidding war that happened over the Spaceheads, Melina did end up suing for intellectual property rights.
You mean Jillian?
Jillian. Yeah. And it was awarded that the band had to pay the rights for those songs that she wrote. Though anything after that point, written after the concert, was strictly belonged to the Spaceheads.
Consequence that happened was, as a result of the bidding war, the Spaceheads were awarded a special case where they were able to choose 2 record labels to record with at once.
A local and intergalactic.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Awesome. All right, Touchstone, tell us how your character feels about everything that happened. That's how the people of the kingdom feel, too. Check or uncheck up to 2 crises boxes to reflect your feelings.
You're representing the entire galaxy.
No, just our group.
As well as
our kingdom includes everybody that listens to our music.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's super true.
So I guess check or uncheck. So I guess 2 crises we get unchecked because everybody feels ecstatic about this.
Yep.
The band is excited. Earth, I guess, is excited. The rest of the galaxy is excited because now it seems like Earth was the tough
Wild stallions.
Earth was the tough nut to crack, and
Yeah.
the Spaceheads cracked it.
The music flowed throughout the galaxy.
The Beatles breaking the U.S.
Yeah.
So now we have the alien invasion. Oh, wait. And that is the conclusion of our session. If we were continuing on and making a new crossroads, we would have some time pass, and then we would go on from there. And we would do pretty much the same thing over again. And honestly, that's kind of how I feel like it would be a campaign. It's like Jordan could not make a new crossroads until
Everybody
else at the table had made a new crossroads.
Correct.
Yeah, which I think is really a really cool way to do it.
Yeah.
So, feedback about the game, really quick.
I think we're so used to the whole montage scene at the end. I kind of made that joke. It was like, man, I wish I was a perspective so I could say something about it. Yeah, because I had an idea at the end. I was like, man, I really wish that could happen. So we're used to that whole montage thing at the end. So, especially at the end, I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool to have everybody have a say in.
Yeah.
Well, I like how somebody says how it happens.
Yes.
And everybody else has
A
an
consequence.
effect that is caused by that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the emotional impact of the touchstone.
Yes. It's not just this is how you feel about it.
Yeah.
I tried to do it, but it felt more in subtle ways
Yeah.
in the role play of it to kind of affect how the other, in this case, the other band members were feeling about something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is the case because I know Shoc was wavering back and forth, and it seemed like the rest of the band was wavering back and forth.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was you guys picking up when Shoc waving back and forth, so everybody was waving back and forth, or it was just the details that were coming out.
Well, I think that we're very much in tune with each other as a role-playing group.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of those guidances will come from that. I personally don't think I ever wavered from my desire not to go to Earth until the very end.
Until you got your 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it never was about the 5,000. So.
Well, true.
What I was going to say earlier, what I think would be a really cool mechanic to do this long term is each person has a red and a green card, or one side, like a yes and a no. And then if at any point after any scene, all cards are in agreement, then that's when the decision is made. So you can get through a certain number of scenes. Like, let's say after the first scene, everybody's like, yeah, that's like
instead of having to set in our check boxes.
Right. And I get the idea because,
not everybody has a chance to do a scene
correct
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I love the world creation that this does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would do this in other games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good setup, especially if you want to have like a group of people together. It might not be a bad thing to use as like an opening document to draft your own RPG world. Like your fantasy heartbreaker. Use this for the setup and then build off of this.
Well, I like what we were saying, using it in conjunction with a microscope. You use microscope for the broad universe, and then you use this to narrow down and narrow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that could work out really well too for a really good game.
Yeah.
All right, well done. I like how the rules were streamlined from the first to second edition. I didn't want to confuse myself too much, so I didn't even look at this first edition before coming here. And it's been several years since I played this. But I think that this second edition is pretty well streamlined. I feel like this would be a game that we would come back to again if we needed a quick one-shot. And heck, we can even keep the characters in the world sheet.
The Spaceheads.
Yeah, the Spaceheads, and go from there, because the Spaceheads were a lot of fun.
They were fun.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Hope everybody has a good one. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.